All right, hard worker for the money. Let's play ball. You thought I wouldn't? Guess what we're talking about today? Inseego. Inseego. Ticker symbol INSG. So, they reported earnings yesterday as well. That's not necessarily the main focal point. I was encouraged to look at this stock thanks to you, so I'm going to take a look, give some pointers on it, see what my opinion of it is. One thing to note too with the company, relatively new CEO since 2017. It is something to consider, but if we're looking at this stock price chart, you won't see that much that's too shocking here. Go 5 years out, again, relatively flat. Not necessarily. I mean, it looks flat, but up 40% just because of its under $5 tendencies. But then you look at the max, and well, you get a good idea of what kind of company this is. Obviously, this is in peak .com bubble era when they IPO'd, and you can tell that this is the kind of valuation that just absolutely blew up, and then we got some realism, and it's a little bit more realistic now. But I will say, with that, the potential there is quite insane. So if we're looking at what the heck is Inseego, industry pioneer that enables high-performance mobile applications for large enterprise verticals, service providers, and small-medium businesses around the globe. Our product portfolio consists of enterprise SaaS solutions and IoT and mobile solutions, which together form the backbone of compelling, intelligent, reliable, and secure IoT services with deep business intelligence. Inseego powers mission-critical applications with zero unscheduled downtime. That's right. They will not have downtime, which is, that's a pretty substantial claim there. It's a mandate, not just a claim, mandate, such as asset tracking, fleet management, industrial IoT, SD, WAN, failover management, and mobile broadband services. Our solutions are powered by our key innovations. Sorry, I was looking later down. In built SaaS cloud platforms, IoT and mobile technologies, including the newly emerging 5G. And then that's what caught my eye, this hashtag. I didn't expect to see a hashtag in your About page, but guess what? There it is. Make 5G real. And that is what intrigued me about this. So, naturally, they have a business of their own as is, but 5G is the future for sure. And there's no denying. We're transferring into 5G in 2020, and how that transition goes and who's the main player of it, it's going to be an interesting thing to see. And again, I think this could potentially blow up valuation. I do have some concerns with the stock, and we'll get into that. But again, they have multiple products too, both in transportation, such as aviation. So tracking your fleet. Again, you know what? I'm just saying. Then they have some partners in Bell, U.S. Foods, CBRE, Thames Waters, Extra Storage Space, Current, Mammoth, Verizon, and Optus and Telstra. So obviously Verizon's your main one. I focus on there. They also have Sprint as a partner and T-Mobile. Again, I think this is the point of their business that is most important to the future of them. Obviously 5G is it's so much potential there, and that's just where we're going. So obviously it's a future thing, and it's not even a speculative thing either. 5G is obviously the future. So there's no speculation here even. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to read your white paper on your aviation business, but it's interesting to read. There's a pretty interesting stuff going on here too, in terms of this company. But obviously, in terms of their earnings aspect, EPS missed by 1 cent per share, negative 4 cents per share. Revenue up 23.9% year over year, beats by 2.95 million. That's a good beat. That's pretty nice, but again, it is a low amount of revenue. That's something to consider. And if we're looking at the quarterly results here, Pioneer and 5G, again, this could potentially just outweigh any of my negative thesis here, but here's my negative thesis. Revenue of $62.7 billion, right? GAAP operating loss of $3.2 million. GAAP net loss of $8.8 million. Yikes. I mean, that's my concern here. Obviously, 5G is a very big potential future business for them, but will they be around to see it? If we're looking at, which I'm skipping ahead, don't worry. We're looking at cash flows here. I just want you to see this cash line here. That is $13 million of cash, right? Which is down from $31 million previously. And with operating losses of $8.8 million, that is a company that's going to be needing to raise capital to stay in business. Unfortunately, that's all I can say there. I just, it's something to consider. I didn't even need to scroll all the way down for that. The cash was right here. I should have looked at that. My bad. Yikes. I'm just considering, but again, the position to deliver 20 to 25% year-over-year growth in 2020 due to 5G. A little bit lower than I expected, but we'll see as it expands more. Strong top-line performance was driven by significant 5G growth as well as expanded and diversified 4G customer base. Okay. Up 12.2% sequentially. Expanded senior leadership, appointing Wendy Caceres as CMO, Dan Picker as CTO, IoT Mobile Solutions, and Adam Gould as SVP of Product Management, IoT, and Mobile Solutions. Appointed Christopher Harland to Board of Directors. Okay, Chris Farland is there. Yeah, it's a person. I don't know why he's dead. Quarter 3 revenue up. And this is just on the IoT and mobile sense, up 14.9% sequentially, up 32.6% year over year. A lot of that's 5G revenues. 5G revenues exceeded 10 million for the year. Will exceed 10 million for the year. 5G trials for 16 leading service providers worldwide. FirstNet certified 4G LTE USB 800 modem with AT&T. That's interesting there too. Launching 4G LTE products with Telstra in Australia in the fourth quarter and Bell in Canada early in the first quarter of 2020. Enterprise solutions were up year over year 5% as well. That is something to consider. C-Track business is poised to accelerate growth in 2020 with solid fleet bookings and strong backlog in South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Africa, I don't know why I said it like that. Continued double-digit recurring revenue growth in Europe and the United Kingdom. I love that. Launching new cloud-based business platforms, Pegasus. Gotta love it. You'd obviously need cloud platforms. It's a thing in the future. Early 5G revenue showed tremendous growth, and it does. That is something to consider. So, fourth quarter outlook. So for the fourth quarter, they're expecting this is a significant growth here, 48 to 55 million, significant growth from where they were at. Loss, not nearly as much as expected. If they actually do manage to hit that profitability, it'll be significant. But if they hit a major loss, it could be rough. And again, with this type of business development expanding into 5G more, they're going to be a lot more expensive, so it's something to consider. And hopefully the management has outweighed that. Let's see, in IoT and mobile, of course, this is where the majority of their business is growing. Conference call, I didn't really pay attention to. I'm sorry, I didn't listen to the conference call, but gross profit declined just a slight bit. It's nothing significant here. Net revenues increased, though, pretty decently year over year, which is certainly something that I enjoy looking at. Operating loss increased very significantly, obviously, from positive 13 million to loss of 10 million for the year. So that's pretty rough, but it could be worse. Could be worse, that's for sure. And we went over this cash concern here too. And as far as liabilities are concerned, I mean, I don't want to talk about all these liabilities of it's 191 million. Oh no. Their total assets don't even equal that, and they don't have any cash on hand. There's some concerns here. I'm just going to say that, but I do think that I'm not going to say that there isn't room for growth. Again, this definitely could be an area, a company that has a lot of potential in terms of stock price. I don't think it has a lot of potential in terms of actually proving that stock price. I think it'll be mostly based off of revenue. It's going to be one of these tech giants that, again, if it makes it, they're going to be one of the tech giants that doesn't make money and is just, stock price is getting bloated by revenue growth. And you know what? It is an investment strategy. It's a risky one, but it is an investment strategy. So that's what I got to say about Inseego. So hard worker for the money. I wish you luck if you're invested in INSG. And if you are, well, that sounds good, man.